The chair recognizes the honourable member
just
for
want to
Foxhill.
answer the point. I was trying to understand, what is the conflict between going to see the Pope and going to see the Crown Prince of Kuwait? I mean, he started off by saying there's a conflict of interest. Just trying to figure out what the conflict is.
Thank you, honourable member.
The conflict of interest is that we're attempting to get large industrialized nations to pay climate reparations because somehow we've just found out that we're in the middle of a hurricane path, and now the big nations, the industrial emitters, are responsible. That's been the platform of this honourable Prime Minister since he took office, Madam Speaker. Okay, so the conflict, Madam Speaker, is that we've made the public believe that we're interested in climate reparations, but there wasn't one comment in the news report on that meeting about the discussion of climate reparations, Madam Speaker. It was about Potter's Key redevelopment. So if I'm going to sit in front of the largest oil producer in the world, Madam Speaker, and I have an audience, I should seek, Madam Speaker, to discuss the topic that I've been talking to the world at large and telling the people I'm fighting for. There wasn't any evidence that that topic had been discussed or that there was a fight there, and the timing of that meeting coincided with the UN presentation, and the UN presentation was to appeal for a position on a non-permanent position on the 2032-2033 National Security Council. So what is our interest? Is our interest to get climate reparations, or is our interest to leverage the working climate reparations efforts now to just get a Security Council position?
The chair recognizes the honourable member for South and Central Abaco.
Thank you. I believe the good member from St. Anne's is misleading the public in a whole. The United States is the largest oil producer in the world. So is he referencing that we shouldn't speak to anybody from the United States while we're going out to the world and showing them that climate change is an effect to us small island states more than others?
Thank you, honourable member. The chair recognizes the honourable member for Foxhill.
Sorry, I was just seeking to clarify, because it started off with going to see the Pope and then going to see the Crown Prince. So I was trying to figure out what is the conflict. I mean, the Pope is the head of the largest Christian denomination in the world. I'm not sure the Crown Prince has any religious connection, so I was wondering whether, somehow there's some conflict with maybe Islam or something, I don't know. But what happened is, it's difficult to sort out all of this, unfortunately, in this forum. But the honourable member has presented a mishmash of piece from this, piece from that, piece from that, to make it seem like a jumble. And it isn't a jumble. It is a complex picture. My recollection is that there was a previous readout of the negotiations which took place with Kuwait prior to what happened in New York. And that explains the path that we're on. What has happened is Kuwait has amongst the largest sovereign investment funds in the world, and they provide concessionary lending for various projects. And it's been a long time coming to get to the point where the projects that we're interested in are being discussed with them, Potter's Key being one of the ones that we're talking about. So there's that. The Security Council matter, that is something which we will be, when we take the seat, if we win the seat, will be something on behalf of the region. At the moment, there's a clean slate. There's no other candidate from CARICOM that's challenging us on this, or I think from GRULAC, in fact. We'll see as it unfolds. But you often have to start these campaigns something like 10 years ahead of time. And the fact is that what you're trying to do is to get a profile for the Bahamas which allows it more influence around the world. That's the reason why we're trying to go to Security Council. in terms of climate change, you can walk and chew gum at the same time. The fact is that the prediction is, notwithstanding all that we do to switch to renewables, oil is still going to be a big factor, both commercially and financially, for the next 100 years or so. So you're not walking around with blinders on with regard to this. And even the oil producers are committed to this switch to renewables. So I don't think that there's any conflict there as well. The fact is, the Bahamas is in a position where it requires capital for its development. The seawalls, for example, will cost hundreds of millions of dollars to fix in this country going forward. I've indicated that there is a slide which was produced by the Explorers Club, which shows that New Providence, if nothing happens, by 2070, 30% of this island will be underwater, and by 2100, if nothing happens, 70% of New Providence will be underwater. So we are looking for capital. We're trying to raise the profile of the country so people know where the Bahamas is, and they know the range of the problems that we face. And we only have a moral case to make, because we're not a military power, we're not an economic power. So we're trying to use soft power to enable our country to get the support that it needs in order to defend itself. And that is why the Prime Minister keeps saying that the issue is existential for us. So as time goes on, there'll be more of a public discussion about this and a readout of these various meetings, but it isn't quite so simple. And I just wanted to say I didn't see any conflict between seeing the Pope and the Crown Prince of Kuwait. That's why I asked for the clarification.